not sure that the Zoom is connected.
Okay.
So it may be just Shirley and I having a really nice conversation. Shirley is shaking her head at me.
Let me see if I can hear her on. Can you turn my headphones on?
Oh, no, she's not. That's a commercial shaking its head at me.
Oh, I was going to say, can you turn my headphones on? I can check.
Oh, hold on just a second. I've got to determine.
Let's see. Okay, and Michelle says, very rarely do mayo. Not my favorite thing. Yeah, I've got mayo. And then the next question I will want to ask about condiments, mayo versus Miracle Whip. Because there's a very much difference between those two.
Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. Miracle Whip is a dressing.
Very, very much difference between those two.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Nathaniel, too. Is there something we need to do for Zoom?
Join meeting. JP Catherine and the crew. Join.
Okay, and Ron says, I like Whataburger, no onions, but I will have onion rings. Okay, funny. So you won't do the onions on the hamburger or whatever it is, but you will do the onion rings. So that's funny because I know people who will do that. Oh, and Charles says no Miracle Whip, and I know people who are like that. Dr. Good says, and she may have been referring to somebody else, Ron dips his in gravy. Fred said he used to love Miracle Whip. The French fries, the French eat their fries with mayo. Okay, so is that their thing?
That's their thing.
Okay, so that's their gig. And we're seeing if we're trying to get she's former Miss Texas, former Miss America, Shirley Barrett, who is judging the competition, and we hope to get her on soon because I know she starts judging at 8 o'clock this morning.
I think we're going to lose her.
Is there a way to bring her up on my screen if we share my screen?
Okay, I'm connected into the Venture X studio. I thought I activated ours. Let's looking at something.
Well, yeah, I may have to give that another try. Okay, I've told Nathaniel's supposed to be here momentarily, so
I wonder what momentarily means.
I don't know. I thought it was 7:43. All right, so everybody's like, okay, so as y'all have technical difficulties, so yeah, we're running the board this morning ourselves. I know we're going to come back to talking about condiments. We're also going to be talking about job availability, how much you're getting paid nowadays. So stay tuned for that. We are also, I'd like to give a big shout out to what they call themselves, the not so ready for Plano, not ready to be old timers of Plano. A group of folks who did, oh gosh, Charles Gurr said, give a soap update, Kathy. Oh, you have Liam's in jail now. Let's just say that. And so is his dad, Bill.
So Charles
whole crazy.
Relegated back to
Charles JP is not happy. But this group of, and I think they graduated like mid to late 70s. Was that the time frame that everybody here, like the 76, 77 time frame? And they are, she said she needs a meeting passcode. Okay, yeah.
Not my computer.
Okay, and Nathaniel said he's walking in now, so good. So anyway, Coach Quigley led a group of folks who were just did a great job. Of course, Mary Travis, who we've had on the show with her husband Randy before. It was a great special edition of JP, Kathy, and the crew. We have not aired it yet. We'll let y'all know when we're going to be airing it. But it was wonderful. It was just so great to hear about, growing up in the 70s and what Plano was like back in the day. They're talking about Plano when the concrete stopped at Alma. So if you can just imagine. Huh?
How close?
He said he's walking in now.
Walking in.
Oh, he doesn't have his card key. Can you go let him in? Yes. Okay, so and in the meantime, I hope. Oh, he said he got it. He got it. So, all right. So, anyways, great time with the not quite ready to be Plano old timers. So that was just awesome. We loved it. We had a great time with them, and we will definitely tell you when that special edition of JP, Kathy, and the crew will be coming on. And in the meantime, hopefully, hello, Nathaniel. Okay.
I didn't know which Zoom.
We have sent her the information. Come on and join me over here at the other table, JP.
Actually, we're gonna leave it on you. We'll go get a cup of coffee.
Well, you go with your bad.
Text Miss America, get caught up, and then I'll come back in and join you.
You go with your bad self.
We'll get a little coffee.
But we're just gonna we're having you. It's gonna be a blank screen.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're on.
Just put it on you.
You're on camera. Hello. Okay. Hey, thanks. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue the condiment discussion because.
Well, no, you're not. Now you wait for ma'am. No, you talk to Miss Texas, Miss America.
Man, what? She's not on yet.
He's going to have her in 10 seconds.
Do we think? Are we getting her on?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Link.
1.
Hold on.
All you gotta do is
Via
just turn it on.
email.
He's got it. She's got it already.
It should
She's
be
in the
in
waiting
there.
room. She's in the waiting room for JP, Kathy, and the cruise.
Okay. Now, do I need to put my headset on to hear her?
No,
Nathaniel?
Should come through the thing. Come through the
Oh, and
speaker.
good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Dad.
I thought Sharon just walked in the way you looked at the front door.
No, right here.
All right. Would you like a gun?
Okay. Are we going to have her? Because we're going to be losing her in a couple of minutes to judging.
Well, I know she's in our Zoom page.
And thank you so much to the crew for sticking with us
They've all dropped
during
off.
this.
There are 0 viewers. You're recording now just to record.
Oh, there we go. And Karis, good morning. How are you? All right.
I'm in the Zoom.
Okay.
So have her join again. You're in the JP, Kathy, and the cruise Zoom,
Can
right?
you
Yeah.
please rejoin?
You want anything? No, I'm good.
All right.
I think
Well,
scotch.
I hope it's a Murphy's Law Monday.
I think he needs a scotch, folks.
It's a Murphy's Law
Nathaniel's
Monday.
got Murphy's Law Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the Venture X Studio Zoom.
No, I joined the JP.
JP, Kathy, and the cruise.
Okay, so you've got so we're in the one because that's the one I texted.
Nathaniel's
I
like,
sent a text to her.
dude.
I'm wondering, is the same link that we sent to her the same one that Nathaniel sent to her? Can you text me?
Should have been.
Text me. Well, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it should be the same one. Okay. Okay. Well, in the meantime, then, if we can't do that, what we're going to do is, Nathaniel, if you will pull up, and gosh, I hate to miss her as, like I said, former Miss, brand new part of the show. I know they're not new to us. That's why we need somebody in to run the board for us so we can just sit and chit chat. So if you will pull up in the meantime, and I'd sent it to your Venture X email, the Miss Texas promotional video. If you will play that one for us, and we'll see if we get her. But I have a feeling she probably has gone in to start judging. But the Miss Texas competition is going on this week. JP and I are going to be broadcasting live on Friday morning from the Renaissance. Is it the Renaissance? I think that's a hotel. Susan, help me out with that. Is that the name of that hotel in Richardson? The ladies who are competing for the title of Miss Texas have been there since, oh my goodness, I think Saturday. They already started giving out some of the scholarships, some of the awards. I know one of our Miss Texas ambassadors who was on our show received some scholarship money. I saw that on her social media this weekend. So they have already started the process of competing. And let me know when you've got that video up to play. And Chandler Foreman, who we just dearly love. Oh, and that's right. Oh yeah, Chandler's dad, Dexter, is going to be a special guest of ours on Friday morning as well, because we're always talking, or he and JP are always talking sports and barbecue and all that kind of fun stuff. So anyway, so it'll be a great show Friday morning. We're super excited to be broadcasting live from there, and just really excited to see who wins the new crown. I had the honor and privilege of judging, and let me tell me when you're ready. we may have to start it over, of judging their spring workshop sessions. Was able to judge they did a new segment that was like an impromptu speaking segment, and I was one of the judges for that. And Shirley, it says host has another meeting, is what Shirley said.
Host has another meeting.
Is it working?
She said it has another. She said it says host has another meeting.
I think I started a venture extra.
Anyway, so I'm just looking at these ladies, like these people like Shirley, who are judging this week. This is going to be extremely tough competition. And of course, we are going to miss Chandler, but we're still going to keep in touch with her. Very excited to see what she does. I was telling everybody, Dexter, Chandler's dad's going to be one of our guests on Friday.
Heck
so
yeah.
we're gonna have big fun.
Well, we're going to open
Big
up the
fun.
condiments conversation again with him.
Barbecue
Barbecue sauce is a condiment.
Well, and then wet barbecue, dry barbecue, like rub.
Oh, hello.
See?
Dry.
See, it's so funny how everybody.
Texas barbecue.
To me, both.
Dry. Not Texas.
Both.
Not Texas.
Well, I also
Just
like
like
beans
there
in my
ain't no
chili.
beans in the chili either.
And yeah, and
right.
Susan said yes, it is the Renaissance. So, just very excited. Well, if Shirley's able to join us, and I just hate that we're missing her. But Shirley, thank you so much. Maybe we can see you on Friday morning and get you live when we're there. Send her the same link. Oh, Fred Mort said maybe did we send her the same link while the other one was open?
Yeah, I mean, it should all be the.
But it should be the same. Okay, well, I've got her pulled up in case she texts me again. So if she texts us, we will definitely put her right in. So anyway, great competition. They're crowning Miss Texas and Miss Teen USA. I think isn't the crowning of Miss Teen USA right after we do our live broadcast? Because we got invited to stay for that. I think that's what is Susan. Is that what we've been invited to stay for?
I don't. Is my mic on? Okay.
Hello.
Your mic is on.
Yes.
You're so funny. Hello.
You're so loud.
Am I or you?
No. We both are.
We both
in
are.
real life.
So, three things, right? One, I don't
Yeah, it
know.
says
I don't
host
have a
has
copy of the
another
schedule.
meeting. Okay,
I
I'm
know
going to tell her
nothing about
Nathaniel's
that.
trying to fix it.
Nathaniel, he needs some bourbon, Nathaniel. Oh, sorry, that went out live.
At 7:55 in the morning.
So Friday, though, we do have a special edition.
Very excited
We are
about this,
going to
yeah.
be coming from the Miss Texas pageant live to you. And we've got some new cool equipment that Chuck and I even tested out.
Yeah, you guys got a little crazy on Saturday afternoon.
We did. And this Saturday night about 9:45.
So new wireless mics.
And they work amazing.
Oh, okay.
Great price.
Okay.
Can't believe we got that.
Okay.
Number one. Number two.
Father's Day sale?
No, I don't think so. I think they were just that price. In fact, all the reviews said best price or best product for price point. We got some lighting, so we're highfalutin fancy.
Even more lighting than the other tent lights that we had. What are those kind of lights called?
Yeah, you heard the sign.
Pop-up lights.
I'm going to pop up your lights.
Wah,
Wah, wah. Anyways.
I think those are pop-up lights.
Could be.
Pop lights, something like that.
I don't know.
See, I don't know any of the technical terms for anything.
So stay out of
I do
stay
know
out of
this
that
is a
playground.
shield. No, that's a shield. What's a shear?
Oh, easy.
Like on the microphone?
Hey, are we at Sarah's Secrets? Where are we at here? I've got shields, shears.
What?
Yeah, I mean, hello. Well, and you're pointing at things that look like phalluses.
Oh,
Have you ever
my
noticed that when you're talking to the
goodness.
mic, you're talking to like
It's
a...
Monday. It's not Friday.
But it looks like a penis. It does.
Oh my
Be
gosh,
honest. Be
it's
honest.
Monday, not Friday.
Be honest. Don't be
We
not.
can't-
Don't
We
know.
can't talk about that stuff until it's Friday, and we
Why?
can't talk about this Friday because it would be.
Oh, yeah, we
inappropriate.
can't this Friday. So I'm having fun today. Yeah, there you go. But no, we're all hooked up, ready to go. Chuck has got us on the run.
We are very excited.
So we're going to be coming live from OBS Studios as well.
What's the Blue Yeti? Fred Nort's about to buy the Blue Yeti.
Man, do it, dude.
What is that?
I don't know.
What is that?
It's got to be some kind of cooler.
Oh, it's a kind of microphone. Oh.
Oh, it's a microphone, the Blue Yeti.
Well, I thought in a Yeti. I thought
thought it was a
Yetis were
cooler.
cooler.
Well, maybe
the
it's just
coolers
cool.
and stuff like that. Oh, it's cooler. Mm-hmm. If she pops back in, please let us know because we'd love to have her on. In the meantime, were you able to pull up the promotion For Miss Texas. All right. So we'll watch a little bit of this to get us in the mood and get us ready.
In the mood for
so we can
condiments
celebrate
conversation?
Chandler and celebrate the new Miss Texas. She said we're waiting for hosts to start broadcast. All right. And so that's getting us in the mood, getting us ready.
Are
for
you in the mood?
Miss Texas competition. Oh, I'm pumped because of course I follow everybody and we follow
Now, I
Susan
think this guy beating on this guy is going to be fun.
on social media.
Get him, dude. Get him.
On social media, I follow a lot of the ladies involved with the Miss Texas organization, and I've just been seeing pictures and all this stuff, and Chandler's been posting a bunch of stuff, and so what a great time. Okay, she said, Shirley said, it appears to be ready. Do you see her? It says he is waiting for host to start meeting, appears to be ready. Maybe look at something else. Maybe did we start 2 Zoom meetings at the same time?
I didn't. Unless somebody's in a meeting.
Because she is going above and beyond because she is literally preparing to judge.
That's a good question. What do you do to prepare to judge?
Well,
Because you can't prejudge.
No, I think you get the like bios and information and things like that ahead of time.
I don't, but I could just call her if you want. Give me your phone. I can connect it to this.
Oh, okay. We will call you.
I could just have a private one-on-one with her.
My phone.
It'd be
Okay,
my
here you go.
private. What did that Tina
you're
Turner
gonna turn
song
all
go?
this up.
My private
Private dancer.
Room for one or something like that. Be private with
I
me.
haven't heard that. No, I don't think she said that.
No, she didn't. I always thought she did.
And what am I thinking? I'm thinking Tiny Dancer. That's Elton John.
No, I'm talking Tina Turner. Here.
Yeah, but isn't
And it's amazing I even know that.
Private Dancer, Dancer for Money? Yeah, that's I remember that. That was Tina Turner.
A little risky.
But Tiny Dancer is Elton John. It is.
You got lucky. I got Private Dancer with Tina Turner.
I was going to say, I'm kind of impressed that you even know that much.
Right.
And of course, JP probably made up all his own words to it. Okay, so we are calling Miss Shirley Barrett right now. Do you have Bluetooth up? Will we need to put on headphones to hear her?
No, come speaker.
Shirley?
Okay.
Oh, yay! Okay, when all else fails on technology, and we are so sorry, go old school and call somebody from your phone. So good morning, Shirley Barrett. How are you?
I'm doing great. Morning.
Well, we are so excited to have you on. Now, let's talk. You are extremely famous. Not only are you a former Miss Texas, but you also, the year you were holding the title of Miss Texas, became Miss America. So talk to us about when you received that and what that experience was like.
Well, I was Miss Texas in 1974, so it was September, and I became American in 1975. So it was a long time. You know what? I'm excited week it in the pageant as it was 1974.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. You were cutting out just a little bit. What did you say about that? What was that last sentence you said, Shirley?
I said it's although we have a terrible echo, so I don't know how this is going to work out.
You sound really good now.
Okay, all right. It's just as exciting this week as it was way back in 1974. Just the dresses and the hair is different.
I love, yes. The hair's not as big as it was back in the day, I'm assuming.
Not quite, not quite.
And I like the big hair days. So what do you do? I mean, this is, I don't think people realize when you're a judge for the Miss Texas competition, this is a week-long excursion. What do you do to prepare for something like this? Because y'all have got a grueling schedule.
People have no idea what it takes to be a judge for the Miss Texas pageant. In my lap right now, because I'm about to go to start interviews, actually,
Right.
I am holding a notebook that's about 3 inches thick of all the contestants, their resumes, what they've been doing, what they do at school scholastically. And I want to tell you, people would be so impressed if they could hear. We have doctors and lawyers, we have scientists, we have astronauts, we have nurses, EMT. We have a little bit of everything. So it is truly exciting to meet these young ladies. You just think, how did they do all this in their young lives?
Yes.
I don't know.
It is amazing. You know, you look at what they've done. Most of them have their own nonprofits or their own charity, or they're a big part, or they're in leadership for a charity or a nonprofit organization. Some of them have started initiatives. Some of them have written books. It really is amazing, and it shows you that yes, obviously, the ladies who have been chosen, including yourself for Miss Texas and the Miss America, are beautiful women on the outside, but I tell you, it's the inside that counts. Y'all are looking for intelligent, articulate, very involved women who want to make a positive difference in the world.
Most people think of the Miss America pageant as, and a lot of the other pageants, but for the Miss America pageant, it is unique in that it is not a beauty contest. And it really is all about the scholarship money. If you could be a fly on the wall and listen to the people who are putting this pageant together, you would be amazed at what they're emphasizing. It's not the beauty of the girls, although we all love to see everyone likes to look at a pretty girl, but it is the essence of her.
Yes.
Some of these contestants have put in thousands and thousands of hours of volunteer time into their passion or whatever it is. And so it really is impressive to be a part of this and to see what it is, that it's so much more. In fact, Kathy, it is the world's largest scholarship foundation for women.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize that at all. But
I think that's huge, Shirley. And let's talk a little bit more about this, because I noticed when I did the spring workshop judging, some of these young ladies, the ones who had the topic of education, discussed how this is why they are going through school and getting their, undergrad, graduate, some of them, their, doctoral degrees. And they are doing this without any out-of-pocket costs. These are ladies who have said, I would not have been able to even afford to go to a community college, and now I'm working on my master's via the scholarship money.
I can say from the scholarship money that I won as a local queen, a state queen, and as a national winner, it paid for nearly all of my undergraduate degree, but it paid for every penny of my master's degree, and it paid for every penny of my PhD. So, in fact, last night, Chandler, the current Miss Texas, said that she was about to graduate, and I think she said with her master's degree, and she will be debt-free.
Yes.
And that's huge to say that,
and
to be able to say that in 2021.
It's amazing. And yeah, especially nowadays when college is so crazy over the top expensive. Well, so what are you looking for this week? What is your mindset when you go into this competition, knowing that it is such stiff competition, and especially after coming off a pandemic year? What are you focusing on as a judge? What are you looking for?
We're looking for the candidate who is well-rounded. Right. She needs to be able to speak on her feet quickly and with a sense of being genuine and articulate, and someone who's a people person. You have to.
Yes.
As Miss America, I was traveling just about every other day. Around the United States, even around the world. And so you're meeting new people every day. every other day you're in a different city. So you have to be able to enjoy meeting people and getting to see what all is going on. And they're knocking at my door, so I have to go.
All right.
pretty
Well, we
quick,
are
but-
so grateful for the time and have a
Oh,
blast. And we hope we get to
I
wave at you
will.
Friday. We're going to be there live doing our show live from the Renaissance Hotel. So hopefully we get to wave to you in public.
Oh, I would love that, Kathy. And I'm sorry that our time was short this morning.
Oh,
but
we're
it's,
just
it's
glad we
gonna
got
be
you
a great
on.
week.
Have a great
All right.
week. Thanks so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, how cool is that? So, former Miss Texas 1974, Dr. Shirley Barrett, and then former Miss America 1975. So, thank you so much, sir. She just what a delightful woman, and it's so great that even over the years now I've met women from 70s, 80s. 90s, 2000s who have been title holders for Miss Texas, and they all just have some certain something in common, JP, and they all have such amazing hearts for service, and we look at the Miss Texas ambassadors we've had on this year. We look at Chandler and the other ladies who we've had on who have been the Miss Texas title holders, and just what a great group of women, and so excited that JP, Kathy, and the crew gets to be part of this. It's fun.
Are you sure it's just not Kathy gets to be a part of this? I didn't get to ask a question.
Well, you were typing away.
No, I just was waiting for my chance. I think it's just the Kathy version.
Wah, wah.
Yep, there's a lot of womp, womp, womp
Okay. And did you get the Megan Rapinoe thing I sent you? Your girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, but we're not going there.
Okay.
We got to stay on
We
tact
will
here.
on Wednesday.
We got to stay on
Because
tact.
I know it's so hard, but I wanted to make sure you saw that because, really?
Yeah.
So Miss Perfect, everything, we all love her. She's so
Microphone.
great. She's so great. Huh. Somebody did a little research on her Twitter feed.
Yeah. Well,
Telling
she's
you,
not.
if you don't have anything nice to say, post a picture of your puppy or your kitten, or in JP's
She's
case,
nasty.
your goat.
She's nasty.
That's why I like to say JP's girlfriend, because literally
She's nasty.
steam comes out of his ears.
She's nasty.
Always
Always have been nasty.
You're literally her. What's the furthest thing from the not number one fan? There's got to be a term for that.
I don't know. I got to think about it. My mind's on unemployment.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. And this is one of those topics that we're going to keep bringing this back up. JP and I were doing a pre-production meeting on his way home from the horse tracks yesterday. Carter got to go to the horse races. I love that. And so did Stan the man. But let's talk about, and I'd love to hear feedback from the crew on this. Do you not go everywhere and see help wanted signs? I mean, in the window, by the checkout, wherever you are you not seeing help wanted signs?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean-
everywhere you go, there's help wanted.
I mean, billboards,
well,
4x4s in front of restaurants.
And here's what becomes the big question, right? You pull up, some dude or some dudette has got a sign that says, "Please help, need money," and it's like, I feel like driving like 40 feet, getting an application,
And
coming back and going, "Here you go.
Yeah, here's an
Go get a
application right
job."
here. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they need you to work. Why don't you go work? And because that's where I'm becoming now.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I mean,
never seen more help wanted signs in my entire life.
raising minimum wage, is it bad for business? That's the big question, right? That and unemployment. We're sticking with those two conversation pieces. And companies are already in the process of raising minimum wage. Well, that means they're also raising the costs of their product
Yes.
on to you as well.
Yes.
It's interesting that some of the liberal sites are saying that small businesses can absorb the wage increase, which I think is kind of funny, to be honest with you. And I don't agree. I don't know how they can
Nothing
absorb
is
it.
free. You ultimately you pay the price somewhere for every financial decision that is made, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm not very good at math. That is not my gig, not my jam. But that's just simple economics 101.
So
I mean, it's crazy.
So there does seem to be a general feeling in the finance world that there does need to be a raise of minimum wage to a point where workers can afford their basic needs.
Yep.
But There's a big but. Generally believing
I like
that
big butts and I cannot lie.
Well, you're right. And so generally believing that raising the minimum wage rate would deprive a less skilled worker of entry-level opportunities and negatively impact the U.S. economy, many companies have indicated that raising minimum wage would not affect their profitability. Well, of course it's not. The impact on many firms with a large percentage of minimum wage earners would be very significant. Again, the impact on many firms with a large percentage of minimum wage earners would be very significant. So what am I doing? I'm talking about two different arenas here.
Yeah.
Businesses that don't have a lot of minimum wage earners that's saying, hey, you know what? It's not going to impact us. We're not going to have to pass
Right.
anything on. I mean, we don't have very many entry-level workers. We're fine. Versus the companies that are going to be hit hard. That's why small businesses say that, you know what? We're not going to be hit too hard because they don't have a whole lot of minimum wage workers that work for them. And so for them, it's not a big deal.
Well, and again, yeah, but anybody who has even somebody who's maybe the, answers phones or I guess mail room or does data entry or something like that, if you have even just a handful of minimum wage workers, that impacts the bottom line.
Well, it does if you have a large number, right? But again, if you don't have a large number of the workers, then it doesn't impact.
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I think it depends on what your business model looks like and all that kind of good stuff. So some businesses going to be okay no matter what?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But if you look at the bigger picture, okay, the service industry.
Right.
Recently, we had Dr. Good's lovely retirement party Thursday at Uncle Julio's. You spoke with the manager, and what did he tell you?
Well, he was walking around. I didn't ask to speak with him.
Yeah.
And he just said, man, I apologize. We just weren't staffed for this. We don't have the staff for it. And so.
And like I was telling you, my mom and I went to put flowers on Jerry's grave for Father's Day and on my grandfather's grave for Father's Day. And afterwards, we were like, my mom likes Denny's and IHOP. And I said, which one do you want to go to? And she said, well, let's go to Denny's. It probably won't be as busy. Big old 4x4, right when you walk, and you had to walk around the sign practically to get in. Help wanted, hiring for all positions. You get inside of Denny's literally by the cash register where you check out, where you wait to be seated. Everything's help wanted, help wanted, help wanted, hiring all positions. And even though we were not there at a busy time at all, JP, we had to wait in the waiting area. And then when we left, they had people in the waiting area and out on the sidewalk. Again, not even 50% filled up, and it wasn't a COVID thing. It was in the entire, and this is a big old Denny's, they had 2 waitresses and a manager.
Yeah.
And then obviously kitchen staff. And they're, you can tell they're just dying for folks to come there.
I mean, we go to Upper Park Cafe in little old downtown.
Yeah.
Aubrey.
Yeah.
They only had one cook for Father's Day. So it took a long time to get your food.
Well, and didn't last night you and your dad at the
at Lone Star Park, same thing. Lone Star
they didn't
Park.
have the staff because there was a big crowd for Father's Day. I think
Yeah.
that's a great Father's Day gig to do out there. But you said it was like y'all's dinner kind of stretched
4
out.
hours.
Yeah.
It was a 4-hour meal.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like I'm eating a lot of salad and a lot of
A
rolls.
lot of rolls.
Yeah, but I love the
And I'm
yeast.
not
not knocking
complaining
that.
about the rolls. But
So Ron Baker says we're looking for CDL drivers at Premier Transportation. Fred Nort says yes at all Chick-fil-A's and Whataburgers.
Yeah.
And Fred makes a good point, and I agree with him. Raising minimum wage causes higher prices. If we keep doing that here in Texas, we will start heading towards New York costs of living.
It's true.
Now,
it won't matter that we don't have a state income tax. It'll be
Right.
so expensive to go to the grocery store, that's another thing. Are y'all noticing hits at the grocery store? And I'm going back to my dry shampoo analogy. Before I was able to get it for it started getting higher recently, like $9.95 for 1 can, which is really getting pretty expensive. Saw it at like a CVS or a Walgreens the other day, $14.95.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there saying, and I've got sticker shock when I'm going to the grocery store. I'll look at something and I'll be like, has it always been this expensive? That's kind of ridiculous.
no, it hasn't.
It's just recently.
It is. Well, inflation's on the rise.
Oh.
We are in an inflation economy right now.
Yes, you are correct, sir,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So I'm
Yeah.
at ima.net, This is a huge financial firm. They did a huge executive summary and survey, or they have an executive summary out there from their huge survey that they did to all senior financial professionals. And the key questions were, what the report represents is the impact of raising a minimum wage on their companies and on the economy in general. Here's what the respondents had to say. They generally agreed that 45% strongly agree to agree
Okay.
versus 40% strongly disagree that we need to raise the minimum wage to the point where workers can afford their basic needs. So about even.
Yeah.
Companies with a significant number of employees paid at the minimum wage rate were much less likely to agree, naturally.
Yeah.
While supportive of the idea that employees earning the minimum wage need to be able to afford their basic needs, respondents generally believe that raising minimum wage would deprive less skilled workers of entry-level opportunities and negatively impact the U.S. economy. That's a big idea there, right?
Yeah.
So again, one more time, while supportive of the idea that employees earning the minimum wage need to be able to afford their basic needs, respondents generally believe that raising it would deprive less skilled workers of entry-level opportunities.
Right.
That's a big deal.
It's a really big deal. Well, but here's the thing. The current administration glosses over that.
Right. Some findings from that. Mid-market firms were most likely to agree that there would be a positive economic impact. Very large companies, the least likely. Half of the respondents felt raising the minimum wage would have a negative impact on the growth of the U.S. economy, while a third of the respondents felt the impact would be positive, with the rest unsure. By a 47% to 41% margin, respondents believe raising the minimum wage deprives less skilled workers of entry-level work opportunities. However, by a 45 to 38% margin, they believe raising the minimum wage would not prevent less skilled workers from gaining the skills that would qualify them for higher paying jobs. Now, I find that interesting. I mean, is it because they get into the entry-level job and they gain the skills? And I think part of this, and what my mind goes to right away, is warehouse work. So you start off as somebody loading the truck, making $10, $12 an hour, right?
Are you talking about maybe even like somebody who's like an Amazon delivery
Amazon
person or something?
Well, no, not delivery person. I'm talking about in a warehouse.
Okay.
You work in a warehouse, logistics.
Just like the assembly kind of process that goes on. Okay.
Right. Well, loading the trucks up, getting the trucks
Yeah,
out,
okay.
organizing the warehouse. And then you go from there to learning how to drive the forklift.
Okay.
And a forklift driver will make anywhere between $15 and $18 an hour, right? So you've gone from $12 to $15 to $18 as a forklift driver. Well, then you learn the logistics of the warehouse.
Right.
And you start moving up into lower management on helping run the logistics of what's coming in and going out, what the bill of ladings are saying. So that's the kind of thing I think of right away, because when I had a bunch of friends in that business that worked their way up from in high school, loading boxes on the weekends and after school, to graduating high school and driving the forklift to make enough money to have a little apartment.
Right.
Then 5 years later, moving into lower management and making a little more money where they can afford a little car, they can have a little family, to mid-management where they are making a good salary.
He's got his announcer's voice on today.
I do. And then after 15, 20 years, you move into higher management and you make a nice salary for your family. That's the way it worked. And to think that you should be able to go to work for McDonald's at an entry-level job with no skills required and be able to afford to take care of yourself, where has that come from? And I got two
The
things.
participation trophy generation.
Well, I got two things for you.
Entitlement.
No. No. Shh on this one. No. No. One, what are we doing in school? We left and abandoned vocational trade schools and vocational
bingo.
trade
I know
high
where you're going.
schools
You got it.
where we were producing students
Yep.
that could work on diesel engines, that could weld, that could do carpentry work,
They were
electrical work,
certified
plumbing.
mechanics.
That's right, plumbing work.
Yes.
In the Midwest, they had
Yeah.
vocational schools that you could start in 8th grade and graduate with a vocational certification and go out and get a job making enough money to take care of your family. So what did we do as an educational system? Everybody's got to have a college degree. Not everybody's going to get a college degree. Well, we figured that out about 8 years into it, 10 years into it. So we created CTE schools. Okay, career technology, right? Or maybe not even CTE, CT something. But they're career technology schools. Okay, that's great. You know, and some of the districts have done a great job with that. Culinary arts, banking. Last time I checked, though, banking wasn't vocational.
No.
Then they had some other jobs that you could go into. Computers, again, not vocational.
Yeah.
Vocational, folks, welding, carpentry, masonry, diesel truck
HVAC,
mechanicing, HVAC.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Plumbers, electricians make really good money.
Oh my goodness.
More money than college graduates do coming out.
And at a very young age. So think about it. If you're making a decent salary and say, it takes you a couple of years. We've got a dear friend of both mine and yours who's, young, very involved in politics, was doing the college thing, decided to go car mechanic route, has a great job at Toyota now, making some serious cash. And he's not even 21. So it just in his first 10 years at this position, can you imagine as a single young guy how much money he can save because of how much he's making?
Well, and here's the thing,
That's a
right?
life changer.
So Fred says, my wife is pissed. They want the minimum wage at $15 an hour. She doesn't make much more than that and is working as a licensed medical assistant at a cancer practice. But again, Fred, guess what? Your wife is jacked because that's not going to be considered an entry-level job because she's got a certificate. Well, you said licensed. She's licensed. So that may not roll down that way. And that was going to be my second point. My second point is, my first point is education. We dropped the ball. Everybody's got to have a college degree. Everybody's got to go to college, and we start slacking off on vocational trade schools. Blow me away. What happens? One, we have a shortage in welders where 5 years ago, we are at the American Association of Welders is offering like free scholarships to go become welders.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
Because they know they're going to make the money back once you've got the skill set and you're out there working.
Well, there's no welders to grab.
Yeah.
And then the underwater welders, the same thing. The guys that are working on the pipelines. Number two, biggest issue under that is a huge shortage in carpenters. And TCU even created a construction type college degree to go into construction management and into construction, right? But where are carpenters at? And what we end up having is guys like Chuck Gura, who I love to death, the Catholic handyman.
Yes.
Who that's what he does because he enjoys it. It's a hobby.
He loves
and he's
it.
good at it.
He's very good at it.
Yeah, but it's like he's not a trained carpenter. He's a trained computer dude.
He's a DIY.
Well, it's not a knock on him.
No, not at all. But that's just what he. Well, and I'm another one, and your daughter, this is her field. Remember, and it was interesting because I taught 91 to 98, and this is when they were starting to phase out all these vocational programs. Remember when you could get your cosmetology degree while going to high school? And so literally you could walk out a certified cosmetologist, go into, being a makeup artist, hairdresser, nail salon person, whatever the case may be. You could walk out and at age 18 with a high school diploma, you had your Texas certification for cosmetology. And let me tell you, my daughter has a girlfriend who she went straight to cosmetology school after high school. And here 3 years later, she is making amazing money at a great salon, great clientele. The pandemic didn't even slow her down. So, it's one of those things that we're taking these opportunities away because we just assumed, well, everybody's going to get a college degree. So then what you ended up having, JP? A whole bunch of college graduates working at Starbucks, sleeping on their parents' couch at age 25, 26, 27.
Right.
So how'd that work out for everybody?
Right. And Coach Quiggs, it wasn't that the prices for the insurance for the industrial arts program had increased. It was that they weren't the school districts used the reason to eliminate certain programs because those industries weren't offering insurance to their graduates. So like when you graduated
Yeah.
from, like when they were doing just the mechanics, not the diesel mechanics.
Right.
They eliminated that program because you couldn't get help. They weren't offering health insurance. Culinary arts became a big thing because the National Association of Restaurants came together and got insurance for all of their employees if they wanted access
Right.
to them.
Right.
For restaurants across the country. You know, and like Coach Quigley says, his daughter's doing great.
Yeah.
She went to Tony and Guy and
That's
is a
Miss
hairstylist.
Coach Quigley, Mrs. Coach
Well,
Quigley,
but that-
Lillian. But she's right. Yeah.
Well,
that's
no,
what-
Coach Q's
he's
on her phone.
He's on her feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's doing great. You know, has a job where she can create her own hours, and she's got young kids, and that's always a great thing. And now, most people, there are people who are not going to college not because they don't want to. JP, you can't afford it.
Well, and that's
Unless
where
you wanna
junior colleges
have-
come in.
And unless you want to have $1 billion in student loans.
Right. And well, you go to junior college if
Yeah,
you're smart.
yeah.
But to shift
Yes.
back, the bottom line is this, is that we are talking about unskilled workers. High school could fix this by increasing the number of skilled jobs that they help students train for. For example, this is one of those where it's a good thing. You can now leave a lot of high schools as a vet tech 2.
Yes,
A certified
yes.
vet tech 2.
Yep.
You make good money.
Yep.
You can take care of yourself. You make $20 an hour coming out.
Yeah.
You can take care of yourself. All right. Medical assistance. Again, like Fred said, his wife's barely making over $15 an hour.
Right.
But for a high school student,
For somebody who's young, doesn't have
they get
kids
a
and a
little
family
apartment.
yet. Exactly.
okay.
Yep.
And then they can progress, right? They can continue to move forward. What it comes down to is this. So I've given you the two big ones, right? One is education changed. It had to become a college readiness, and we got rid of vocations across the board, and that hurt us. And we started putting out unskilled workers. And in my opinion,
yeah.
that's why, and I go back to the IMA.net report, that is why we have so many unskilled workers.
Yeah.
Number two, we have created an environment where we just expect to be taken care of. Hey, you know what? Hey, I should be able to go to work at McDonald's, not generate a skill, and make enough money
I
to
can play
afford
Call
my
of
life.
Duty, but I think I should be making $40 an hour.
Right. And
Well, you
it's-
better do that. You better be able to make that money playing Call of Duty.
So let's branch out from that. McDonald's generally is not going to hire a high school kid full time, and they'll have a bunch of part time employees that come in and work. Then you've got your level
Yeah.
of full time employees, right?
Yeah.
If you want to advance in McDonald's and you show that kind of motivation,
Like that get up and go. Yeah.
then they'll send you to the McDonald's University, and you can begin your climb through supervisor, where you will make enough money to take care of your family. Okay? But you have to show the motivation. Why is it that you should be able to walk into a job, you barely graduate high school or you don't graduate high school,
Right.
but you can walk into Burger King and make enough money to take care of your family? That's not what it was intended for, folks. And so what do we have to do? We've got to roll back. We got to start spitting
Fix
out.
what we broke.
Right. Start spitting out skilled workers.
Yep.
Now, this is where I cross back with unemployment. Get rid of these huge, unbelievable unemployment benefits. I mean, huge. We're
Right
talking,
now,
we're talking
if-
$600
if you're-
a week
if you're,
or
yeah,
more.
if you're a young person, I won't say kid, but if you're a young person, you're 19, 20, 21, 22, you don't have motivation to go back because you're making sometimes more than you did busting your rear end as a server. And so what is the government telling people? And this is all part of socialism.
Right.
Hey, you can live off me. The government can take care of you. You don't have
Yeah.
to take care of yourself.
I mean, again, unemployment benefits need to go away. They need to be truly for the unemployed, not the mentally infirmed. Because I've decided that I don't have to work because I make
and
more
we're not
money.
talking about somebody
unemployment.
mentally ill. We're talking about somebody who would rather, hang out, drink beer, and play video games.
Well, again, mentally infirmed. I didn't say mentally ill or
Yeah,
mental
I
health. I
mean-
said mentally infirm, mentally sick. Like you're
but
because you
we've-
don't want to get up and get
But
going.
we've raised this whole generation. Again, and I said this earlier. I'm going to bring it back up. It's part of the participation trophy generation. Still going to write that book someday.
Do we have our Zoom link up still? All right, we're going to have Chris O'Sullivan joining us here.
Oh, excellent. So you've got kids who are expected. They've always been told, oh, you're the best at this, you're the best at that. They've been given a trophy every
All right, Chris should be signing in here in any minute.
Even if you're last place, you get a trophy. So those are the kids, and they've grown up on social media, seeing that everybody gets everything all the time, and you don't ever have to work for anything. That's not the real world. And that reality is about to come crashing down on all of them.
So here's the next element of what
With
their
the current
survey
administration.
found. Let me know when we've got Chris on, Nathaniel. The minimum wage prevalent in respondents' main business location affected their beliefs. Those in areas where the minimum wage rate was $7.25 an hour were most likely to oppose an increase. Conversely, those in areas with the minimum wage was $10 an hour or higher were more likely to agree, 44%, than not, 39%, that raising minimum wage to that level would be positive. And again, I'm trying to figure out the positivity. What's the motivation to be better? And and this is how welfare states become welfare states. Because
ding, ding, ding.
People don't have any motivation. They just become lemmings. And we're good enough. This is good enough. I've got my little house. And I'm not saying that that's not fine if you're happy with that. But that's not how America was built. We were built on ingenuity.
And hard
we were
work.
built on hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, we had people that could would come to the call and step up when things were not good and could get it done. I don't know that today we can make that call.
Well, look at like when women came into the workforce, when younger people came into the workforce during times of war. Okay, there were Americans, because they were hard workers, because they were willing to roll up their sleeves, get their hands dirty, and just put in some good old-fashioned hard work. Then America kept going, even when we had sent most of our folks out to war. Do you
see
seriously,
him, Nathaniel?
JP?
He says he's trying to come in.
Do you think that if we had
You
to
do
have,
not see him yet?
if we had to have this generation step up today, do you think they could, JP?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying.
And
because
that's frightening.
Well, we're creating a welfare state.
It's frightening.
And I've got a problem with creating a welfare state. Let's see. Just waiting for host to start the meeting.
That's the same thing we're getting for Shirley. Dr.
So bottom line is that, again, we're creating a welfare state when we do this. So while many companies indicated that raising the minimum wage would not affect their profitability, the impact on many firms with a large percentage of minimum wage earners would be very significant, of course. And that's why McDonald's has gone to kiosks. That's why grocery stores have gone to kiosks.
Which makes me crazy. Like, it's either, I think it's CVS that's trying to do all self-checkout pretty much. Like, they're like, oh, you can do self-checkout. Right. I'm like, no, I want a real person. At the grocery store, though, I've texted you when I've been in line at the grocery store. It's halfway down the frozen food aisle because there's only one real person checking any longer. And that's another place where they've got signs up all over the place. Grocery stores.
Right.
You walk in every grocery store I go to, and there's like three that I frequent: a Kroger, a Community Walmart, and a Tom Thumb. All three hiring all positions from management down to, cart person.
Do we figure it out?
Do you want to call him from your phone? We can call him from your phone like we did in Miss Texas.
Go ahead and send a link to him. It should be in the JP, Kathy, and the crew email. His name is Chris O'Sullivan. So, well, and here's the other side of this. The other side of this is, what impact would it have on a mid-market firm or company, right? So for employers with 10% or more of their employees earning the minimum wage, here's the response in raising the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. 49% believe they would be forced to reduce their number of employees, i.e. McDonald's has gone to it, CVS, Walgreens, grocery stores,
more,
mechanical machines taking over humans.
Yep.
52% believe they would have...
Wait, that was 49% you said on that? Okay.
Would be forced to reduce their number of employees. Wow. 52% believe they would have to raise their prices. So over half are going to have to raise their prices.
And who pays for that?
Well, we do.
We, the people, consumers.
So
you pay for it.
Well, the people making minimum wage are going to pay for it as well.
I don't care if you're making six figures or if you're making $6 an hour. You're paying for it. If groceries or prices are increased, are you not going to pay? If gas goes up, are you not going to get gas? What do you do?
We are not a communist economy.
Yep.
And so as a capitalism, and again, this is why we're trying to create a welfare state here, because in a capitalism, that market is going to make up for the difference. And then what happens? The minimum wage employee can no longer afford to live on their own on minimum wage.
Hence the reason you've got multi-generational households right now. Even if somebody's sleeping on a couch or on a cot in a spare bedroom right now, you are seeing that more and more and more. Well, Coach Quigley said his nephew graduated $130,000 of debt. He will be paying that for the next 20 years.
Right. 59% believe they would have to cut hours and services.
And what does that look like? Because to me, I feel like services have already been cut from most places.
They have.
I mean, look at the three restaurant experiences between me and you in the last, few days. And it's been a staffing issue. So then, therefore, services are cut. They can't serve as many people.
Correct.
Then how are those industries going to survive? Because you need a full restaurant at lunchtime, you need a full restaurant at dinner time, or else your return on investment isn't going to be worth it. So do you start seeing more and more empty restaurants like we're already starting to see from the pandemic?
Well, and again, I go back to the fact that it all is going to always balance out. You can't raise minimum wage because we have a huge service industry. We don't have a lot of manufacturing. That's left our waters.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of redistribution or distribution plants anymore. Again, left our waters and have minimized those, and they've created super mega distribution plants. And so not everybody gets to have that job anymore. And so what my point is that we've become heavy on service industry in this country. And that's what industry is going to get hit the hardest. And so here, okay, great. I'm going to pay you $15 an hour. And today that could have gotten you a little apartment, some electricity, some water, and some public transportation to get to and from. But a year from now, you're not going to be able to afford to go out to eat. You're not going to be able to afford any basic dry cleaning services are going to go up. Can't afford anything dry cleaning. So if you had uniforms, good luck.
Have gone up. Took a few jackets the other day, and my husband took them for me in the morning, and he said he already paid for it. And I thought, because I saw the price, I was like, oh, he must have
Do we have
taken
him in?
something.
He says he's ready. Is he in? He's there.
If not, can we call him from your phone?
No, I don't want to do that. That didn't work out so well. Oh,
shoot.
he says he's there.
Anyway, so
What room are you? Go out of our JP Kathy and
then
the cruise room.
reboot it or restart
shut it down and bring it back up.
So I looked at the price of how much my husband.
Did you find his email and our email address? No, I didn't. Okay.
You want to text it to him? I'll text it to you. So I'm looking at this dry cleaning bill, this receipt that's in my bathroom, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, oh, my husband must have thrown in some pants or a jacket or something of his too, because this can't be just the price of my 4 jackets. JP, I went to pick the stuff up, and I was like, oh, is that it? And then I looked at the receipt, and I'm like, doggone it, that is for 4 jackets.
Right.
And it was like probably a $5, $6, $7 increase from the last time I went, which was just, a month and a half ago?
Yep. Grocery stores
horrible.
are going to be hammered. Walmart, Target's hammered.
Yeah.
I got one better for you.
Yeah.
One that's already had an impact as a result. The lumber industry.
Yes, we were talking about
and that
this
shakes
the other
that
day.
down all the way. Now, I will say this, that I want to bet with my buddy. I told him that you would watch a sharp decrease in lumber within a year, and sure enough, lumber's already dropped 40%, and it needs to drop another 40%. But point is that this is what increasing minimum wage does. This is what providing these unemployment benefits does, is it liquefies the workforce, and it doesn't give businesses a fighting chance to stay open. So then you've got corporate conglomerates that are going to take over, or small town stores will stay open, and that's going to be about it. There's not going to be any more mid. And that's how you get rid of democracy, is you get rid of the middle. You have the impoverished and you have the not impoverished super wealthy.
Socialism 101.
And here's the thing. we know that the economics doesn't work.
Yep.
And so,
But
good luck to again, Middle America taking the hit like
and
before.
we are, and then we'll have to save this for another day. But actually, somebody has looked into Biden's tax increase plan, and actually, it does impact people who are making under $400,000. It impacts you greatly. So you're going to be hit with taxes. You're being hit with the hidden tax, but it's not hidden, with the increased prices at the gas tank and at the grocery store and everywhere else. You know, I've got a number of friends who right now, to supplement income, and including a family member, who are doing DoorDash whenever they've got a few free hours here, there, and yonder. And some of them have noticed that they've gone from people doing a tip, because this is a service. You know, this is like you've gone to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress is bringing the food to your table, to where now people are zeroing out the tip money.
Right.
And so here's the thing. So then all of a sudden, again, you're going to have very few businesses that have a sustainable plan. And so you have more businesses closed. You have more people out of work. You have less people willing to take a minimum wage job.
Right.
I mean, does anybody see, besides us and the crew, this is a recipe for disaster?
Yep.
And we're barely 6 months into the new administration.
Yep.
That's unreal.
Yep. Just yep.
I mean, it
All
just seems so obvious.
We're way over time, and we'll have to figure out what's wrong with
darn
our
it.
Zoom, because I paid for it, so
why we couldn't
I know
get
we have it.
Chris.
We'll have to grab them again.
Chris,
Told him
we'll
already,
get
told
you.
him
We'll
sorry.
get you Wednesday.
So,
just
get ready to go
tough,
Wednesday.
tough.
Today we had the battle of the condiments. We're not done. We're going to talk about that again on Wednesday,
Yes.
because mayonnaise needs to be discussed.
Mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip, because
Well-
Miracle Whip is a dressing.
Well, you gotta
Mayonnaise
go-
is mayonnaise, but
Add another versus. It's mayonnaises versus mayonnaises. Best foods are Hellman's versus real mayo.
okay. Or
versus
there's an old school one that's really good.
mayo blah
And
blah blah.
do you is there
Now,
anybody
Blue
who
Bonnets is
uses? They're an old school when I like them. And is there anybody that uses mayo and Miracle Whip when they make tuna fish? I do.
I don't.
I do. Is that crazy? No, like,
I
I'm the
don't
only
know.
one that likes my tuna fish at my house, because I do lemon pepper, salt-free lemon pepper. I do Miracle Whip and mayonnaise.
Not me. I do use mayonnaise.
Now, when I
and-
make it for the family, I've got to make it a different
Mayonnaise
way.
and mustard.
Mayonnaise only. You do some mustard in
I do.
yours.
I put a little
Interesting.
mustard in mine.
I've done that before, and it's very good.
Yep. And then
It's
I
very
like
good.
using either sweet relish if I'm in the mood for that, or dill relish if I'm in the mood for that.
And love dill relish. That
And I
makes
don't
my
put
mouth
eggs
water.
in my tuna fish. I know some people do.
I
don't.
love eggs and tuna fish. Michael is very anti-egg person unless they're scrambled or in an omelet. So there's none of that. So and the kids were never really into the eggs and tuna fish.
You
got
gotta
to
shut it down,
So
kind of a deal.
that's
Shut it down.
Nope, you're eating that by yourself, honey.
All right. Well, here we go. We're going to be out. We'll see you on Wednesday to have that discussion.
Oh, hot sauce.
And that, well, again,
that's a whole nut.
again.
Oh, my
Well, we got to
goodness.
talk about salad dressings too, because not every Thousand Island is created equally.
Oh, and ranch too.
Yeah.
Because you can
Not a
get an
ranch guy.
off-brand ranch, and it is
I like mixing my own
shut
ranch.
it down. Oh, like old school with the Hidden
powder,
Valley,
yeah.
the packet. Love it that way, and
I
that's
love
the
it that
best
way.
dressing.
Yeah.
I mean, or the best dip,
Yeah.
like that.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us, tuning in, listening to
Yeah.
us.
Special
Hopefully-
edition Friday.
Special edition Friday. But
Yep.
hopefully you got a lot of insight today on what businesses are thinking. Institute of Management of Accountants, thank you for all the information and data.
Good info.
Gives you an idea. Talk to your legislators.
Some scary stuff.
Don't let minimum wage
Boy,
get
howdy,
there,
that's-
because it's going to hurt.
It will crush us.
You know, my thing
It will
is
crush
this:
us.
if you want to do better in life, work harder and get yourself there. Don't expect the government
Well,
to
that's
do
the
it
way.
for
That's
you.
why our country was built. Don't be afraid to work hard.
You're not woke.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right, everybody have
I'm
a blessed
asleep.
day. We're out.
Love y'all. Have a blessed one.